27%. That's the share of American 55-year-olds with $250,000 or more in retirement savings. If you have $250,000 at 55, you're in the top third of American savers. That's a better place than most people realize. 38% of 55-year-olds have less than $50,000 saved. The American retirement crisis is real. The data is public. Most news channels won't run the numbers because they're too dark. Strike the millionaire myth. The median retirement balance for 55 to 64-year-olds is $185,000. That's the middle, not the average. $185,000. Half of Americans this age have less. The mean, dragged up by wealthy outliers, is $340,000. Don't confuse the two. Median is not mean. Everyone quotes the mean because it sounds more hopeful. The median is the honest number. 14% have $500,000 or more. 8% have $1 million plus. The pyramid narrows fast. Today, where you stand. And the 4 moves that shift you a tier. Let's go. Picture a pyramid, 5 tiers. Every 55-year-old American sits in one of them. Tier 5, under 50,000, 38% of the cohort. Tier 4, 50 to 250,000, 35%. Tier 3, 250 to 500, 13%. Tier 2, $500,000 to $1 million, 6%. Tier 1, $1 million plus, 8%. Outlier, $5 million or more, 1%. This is the pyramid. What each tier supports at a 4% safe withdrawal. Tier 5, $2,000 a year. Tier 3, $26,000. Tier 1, $100,000. Before Social Security. Add the average Social Security check, $22,800 at full retirement age. That moves the pyramid. Tier 4's $10,000 becomes $33,000. Tier 3's $26,000 becomes $49,000. Social Security is the floor, not the ceiling. Every tier relies on it, which is why claiming strategy matters at every level. Without Social Security, 62% of Tier 4 retirees would be below the federal poverty line. The program is load-bearing. Protect it. Claim correctly. Claim correctly. 4 sources of tier movement exist. Starting with the biggest. Before the 4 moves, quick note. Free tier score calculator. Link in the description. Plug in your balance. It returns your tier, your spend capacity, and the exact balance needed to move up 1 tier. Most people underestimate their tier by 1 full step. Now, 4 moves to jump a tier. First move, the catch-up window. 10 years from 55 to 65. Most compounding leverage in your life, by the numbers. 2.16 and the multiplier. Any dollar you have at 55 doubles by 65 at 8%. Your 250 becomes 540. You only get 2.16 if you stay in equity. A 60-40 allocation delivers 1.6. 40-60 delivers 1.4. Allocation matters more than contribution at this stage. Same starting balance. Different allocations. Different tiers at 65. 80% stock, Tier 2. Just 40% stock, Tier 3. The allocation decision is the tier decision. 31,000. Full 401k plus catch-up. If you max it every year from 55 to 65, you add 310,000 in contributions. Compounded, 480,000 more at retirement. 12% of 50-plus savers max out. 88% leave hundreds of thousands of endpoint wealth on the table. Raymond, 55, procurement director, 220,000 in a 401k. Had been contributing 5% of salary, defaulted higher, 170,000 a year income. Raymond shifts to 20% plus the full catch-up. 42,000 a year going in. 10 years of that, plus compounding, takes him from Tier 3 to Tier 2. Clean tier jump, the rule. Every year you delay enabling catch-up. Costs you 2 years of extra work later. The compounding arithmetic is brutal and unambiguous. Enable it today. Second move, roll your old 401ks. The average 55-year-old has 3 to 7 old accounts from previous jobs, each one leaking fees. 4.3 old accounts. Most at the expensive default fund. Most with administrative fees taken out quarterly. 19% roll promptly. 81% leave the account behind. Most never think about it again. Roll to an IRA at Fidelity, Schwab, or Vanguard. Expense ratios drop to near zero. Investment options expand from 20 funds to thousands. 70% fee reduction. Typical. On a $200,000 balance, that's $1,000 a year, every year compounded. 3 exceptions. 1. If you're planning to use the rule of 55, keep the relevant employer plan. 2. Employer stock with net unrealized appreciation. Get tax advice first. 3. ERISA, creditor protection, is stronger than IRA. Matters in lawsuit-prone professions. Lyle, 56, high school teacher. 5 old 403B accounts from districts he taught at. Total, $94,000. Weighted fee, 132 basis points. 1 consolidation. 5 accounts into 1. Weighted fee drops from 132 basis points to 4. $1,200 a year saved. Compounded, $55,000 more at retirement. Direct rollover, not a distribution. The old provider sends a check payable to the new custodian or wires it. You never touch the money. No withholding, no tax event. If the check comes to you, 20% automatic withholding. You have 60 days to deposit the full amount, or it's a taxable distribution. Most people get tripped by this. Direct rollover only. Third move, optimize Social Security. Works at every tier, delivers more present value than most other moves combined. Claim at 62 TOS, $1,800 a month. At 67, $2,580. At 70 and $3,250. 70% spread between the earliest and latest claim age. 8% per year, every year you delay past full retirement age to 70. Guaranteed by federal statute, the only guaranteed 8% real return in retail finance. Claim at 62 versus delay to 70. $174,000 in present value lifetime income. For an average max filer, more for higher earners. 4% of American filers make it to 70. Most don't because they don't have a bridge account. We covered that in detail in a recent video. Link in the description. A properly sized bridge account is the key to delaying. 3 to 8 years of expenses. Taxable brokerage, Roth basis, bond ladder, mix them. Survivor benefit rule. The surviving spouse keeps 100% of the higher check. Forever. The smaller check disappears, which is why the higher earner should always delay. The couple rule. Higher earner delays to 70. Lower earner claims earlier for cash flow. Average couple benefit. $160,000 extra lifetime income. Asymmetric claim timing. Not both at 67. Not both at 70. One early, one late. Maximizes household present value. Fourth move, downsize your house, migrate to a cheaper state. The most powerful tier mover of the 4. Median home equity for homeowners, 55 to 64, $248,000. Nearly as much as the median retirement balance, locked up in a house. Downsize liberates $150,000 to $400,000 of equity, converts it to invested wealth. Roughly doubles a Tier 4 retiree's investable balance. State tax difference. California and New York at effective 9.5%. Texas, Florida, Nevada, Wyoming, Tennessee at 0. On $50,000 of retirement income. $4,700 a year recovered by address. $94,000. 20 years. Pure tax differential from zip code. Nothing else changes. Same lifestyle, same portfolio. 3 rules for downsizing well. Cut more than 30% of square footage. Anything less isn't worth the move cost. Pay cash for the new place. No new mortgage at 55. Check property tax rates too. Elena and Roy, both 58. Sold their New Jersey Colonial. Moved to North Carolina retirement community. Freed $380,000 in equity. Property tax dropped 68%. State income tax dropped to 5.25. One move, Tier 4 to Tier 2, without earning another dollar. Without selling any equity. Without delaying retirement. The caveat. Factor in family proximity, healthcare network quality, and social infrastructure before moving. A cheaper state you hate isn't an upgrade. 3 moves. Tonight, 1. Open the tier scorer. Determine your current tier. 2. Inventory old 401ks and start the rollover process. 3. Enable the full catch-up contribution in your HR portal. $280,000. Typical additional retirement wealth from executing the 4 moves. 1 tier. Up. You're not behind. You're 1 move up. That's the reframe. If this breakdown helped, subscribe. I publish a new one every single day. Secure your license to chill. Fix the wealth drain today.